Hi, everybody. Lex Gray here. Welcome back to Lex Gray Show. This is episode 2. Now, before 2025 comes to a close, it has been an absolutely fantastic year within the RPG space, of course. I want to go through my top 10 favorite games I have looked at this year. These games have been seen on my channel to some extent. I have at least talked about them. Some I have actually played, but all in all, these are by far my favorite. Now, I've tried my best to put them in order. So 10, the least, and then obviously 1 will be my most favorite. For people who are fans of my channel, have been subscribers for some time, you can probably guess who number 1 is. So no plot twist there. But for everyone else, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe, like, comment, ring that bell to stay notified, and please engage in comments and please share your own top 10 list, top 5 list, or a few favorites, what have you. That is the most important thing of this channel, is to converse. So let's start with number 10. Of course, it is one of many games. It is the Dungeons & Dragons Rule Cyclopedia. This covers the entire Beckme line, most of the Beckme line. Immortals it mentions, but essentially this is one of the best tomes for the entire Beckme D&D. I should say one of the best I have seen in the D&D franchise. So I highly recommend trying to find a copy of this, at least a PDF. I believe this is actually an original hardcover from the early 90s. So I'm becoming a big fan of Thaco, and this definitely has that, much like the other earlier editions of TSR D&D. So, as you can see, I'm not really going to be reviewing each one, just kind of giving you some my experiences this year with each book. This is number 9. This is Easy D6. Easy D6 is a fascinating rules-light system with exploding dice, I believe, and of course the D6 is the primary die. There are no attributes. You basically roll based on your character, advantage, etc., multiple dice, and it is made by a very talented DM Scotty. DM Scotty is the creator of this game. No sponsor, obviously, no relation. Um, he actually commented on my video, one of the videos I talked about Easy D6. Regrettably, I didn't do much with this game, but it's definitely a very treasured game, and I really do like it. The design is great, the artwork is nice, and all in all, it is a great game, and probably one of the few I have that don't have like your usual 6 attributes via D&D. So that's number 9. Number 8 is probably the oldest one in my pile here, and there's several ways to pronounce this. I'm sure I'll be um, pronouncing it wrong. Palladium. This is the revised edition, so one of the first. Palladium, Palladium, however you want to pronounce it. This is my most fascinating old original, D&D alternatives from the early 80s. It is a very crunchy game. I still don't know how to do combat, but I have rolled up a character before, at least tried to some extent with the first one, and then a few next following attempts went at a much better pace. Palladium, much like GURPS, is one of my favorite systems from the 80s. And it's just, I love how chaotic and disorganized the text is. The rules are just all over the place. It's crunchy. The skill system, D100 system, you have attributes. Combat is complicated. Not even some novice players or experts out there or can know it so well. But obviously back then, I'm sure people just improvised or read it as the best they could and played anyways. So their words, not mine. But essentially, again, combat, I just not be able to figure out. I know you roll d20, you have to hit above a certain number. It's got a lot of skills, got a lot of classes, occupational classes. That's one advantage of this one. And my favorite so far, at least a trying, has been the merchant. So regrettably never played a one shot with Palladium because, again, I am completely lost when I try to dive into the rules. But just from the book itself, the artwork, the text, it is very nostalgic if I were to experience it back then, if I were to experience myself back then. So again, a lot of these books that I own, I have to put on the nostalgic glasses because I did not grow up in those days in the 80s. I was born shortly after. So I collect these as a way to take part in what experience what these bring for people who did have the honor of experiencing these games back in their heyday. So that's Palladium. Next is, let's see, that's number 8. 10, 9, 8. This is number 7. This is a OSR, a retro uh, adaptation of D&D White Box. So this is White Box, a fantastic medieval adventure game. I believe it's based on the original D&D White Box, and it has Thaco. It also, I believe, offers Ascending, and everything is essentially a D6 in this game. It's a great tome. It's all one. It has everything you need for character creation, for monsters, for tables. It's got it all. The rules. Very simple game. It's organized very well, and it's one of my favorite OSR books from the 2000s. I want to say, at least the 2010s. The White Box, I very much recommend it. It's a good read, and it's very compact. The rules are simple, and it gives you just enough of the usual classes to play up to, I think, 12 or so levels. No, that's number 7. Okay, number 6 is, of course, I've talked about this game a lot, and I played it a few times this year at least. Savage Worlds. This is the deluxe edition. I don't have much experience with Suede, which is the current recent edition. I have Suede and a few supplements, but Savage Worlds is the deluxe edition, at least Savage Worlds in general, is one of my most favorite and cherished universal systems. Like, again, GURPS is also universal, it's in the title. The Savage Worlds gives you a very interesting twist on the mechanics. And even though it can be considered a rules-light system, there is enough dice rolling to make this a good page turner. Now, the fact it works with any genre out there, post-apocalyptic, fantasy right behind me, cyberpunk, you can do film noir, modern, Cthulhu, anything you want. This has it covered. The fact that there's the thing called a wild die, an exploding die, which is referenced as AC in this, is an absolute joy. So I very much recommend Savage Worlds. This book itself is fairly I think there's also the Deluxe Explorers Edition. The names, the versions of this, it's not labeled, it's not in numbered order. They have just different titles, so it gets a little confusing. But overall, Pinnacle, it's definitely their most treasured game, the whole Suede series itself, the whole Savage World series. But yeah, Savage World is a great game if you prefer universal skill-based system with die type being the actual attributes and skills. So it's a very unique system. I really much enjoy it. And again, the wild die is just a complete genius, which is a D6 you roll everything practically. That's number, I'm losing my count, 6, I think. Let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, number 5 is surprisingly not higher in the list, but it's got bumped down just a bit. Maze Rats. Now, this is from Questing Beasts. Maze Rats has always been in my top 5. Ironically, it's number 5. I love this game. This is one of the first rules light systems, if I'm not mistaken, that I've tried when I got into solo play. It is perfect for solo play and is very popular in the solo RPG community. It is a fantastic game, very rules light. It is literally a one page if you take out all the tables that's in this. So this can be a great tool for DMs because it has a bunch of tables in the entire booklet. So my apologies for not using the down facing camera, but it has everything you need to create a world campaign. So character creation process is one page, and the rules, much like the character creation, is also one page. So it's a 2d6 system, one of my favorites, if not my favorite type method of rolling dice for solving doing skill checks in action. So yes, I very much recommend Maze Rats. Check out the channel, the creator Questing Beasts. He does very informative reviews. And again, one of my most treasured items, one of my first rules light items, I'm pretty sure that shipped in, I bought online. Okay, number 4 is one I got very recently. This one I found just by chance, a box set of one of my favorite systems of all time. At least I keep saying that in the recent, obviously 2 years I've got into D&D and RPGs, is Karen 2nd Edition. This is straight from the box set. I do have the box. It's off to the side. It's not too, it's just a little bigger than this. Actually, this is the size of the box set. It came with 3 player guides, the referee guide, and character sheets. So plus a few supplements. This game is always going to be one of my favorites. I love the concept, just a straight attack or damage roll, no attack roll, and it has more tables. The referee guide I also recommend, and it is a D20 roll under system, but it also has even though it's a classless game, it has backgrounds. So a lot of you can kind of see them as classes, but it does throw in a lot compared to from the first edition. So it's a big upgrade. And again, it's available online. This one I found at a local game store, so I got very lucky. And the fact that it was in the clearance section caught me off guard. I'm like, is that Karen? What the hell? I didn't expect to find this at a local store. So that is my number 4. This one is the most least known, at least I believe, online. There are a few people who talked about it, but this game caught me off guard big time. I found it locally, didn't know what to think about it, but I love this game so much. It's one of my favorites, and I pronounce it wrong each time. Chronica Fadalis. It is a mixture of Fate and Savage Worlds. It's got die types as your skills, and it has a target number 4. It's got aspects, and even the tools have assigned die types. There is a method of the usage die for currency for your pouch, and I really like the character sheet. The book is very simple. Everything's laid out. It's kind of a humoristic. It has a lot of meta humor in it. It's kind of it's self-aware in its writing, acting like it's been found, it's been recovered from history, and it's been translated. The creator is Jeremy Keller. My apologies if I haven't made much reference to the prior creators of this very much well-respected games. But Chronicle of Adalis is a great game because like I mentioned, it's a great combination of 2 of my favorite games, plus that the fact that tools take part in a dice pool roll, and how Fate has a little inspiration here with the aspects. This is the character sheet. And again, I've talked about this game. I've played this game before on camera, and yeah, it's totally a blend of Savage Worlds and aspects from Fate. So great combo, one of my favorites. The fact again, target 4, you roll a pull of dice based on the skill you're using, an aspect you're using, tools you're using. It's great. It always makes me want to go back, and there are some resources online that you can find, like a reference sheet here to all the items and prices. So very much one of my favorites, and I was just hooked on this game for at least a few months. Okay, that was number 3. These last 2 are very difficult to choose, but again, you might know my first one. Number 2 is Iron Sword. This game is perfection when it comes to solo play. It is the fact on the backside it's a solo co-op or guided. It tells you all you need to know if you are a solo RPG enthusiast and you're looking for a system that is baked straight out of the oven for solo play. Iron Sword has one of my favorite mechanics. Hell, a blend of one of my favorite mechanics, and that is powered by Apocalypse method of resolving actions. It has a bunch of actions. You basically are going through the narrative. It's heavy on narrative. You're going through the narrative with actions, and they guide you based on what happens. You roll a d6 and action die against 2 challenge dice, I believe are d10s. And with the Power by the Apocalypse mechanic, you're looking at a failure, partial success if you beat 1 die. If you beat both dice, it is a standard success. If you roll above matching dice, it is a great success. You get an extra benefit. It is if you fail below 2 matching dice, you get it's a heavy consequence, basically, a critical failure. So think of that as a critical success and a critical failure. And that's it. That's a mechanic. Again, the character sheet is very light on, you don't track items. It's basically supply. You have spirit, heart. It's all capped at 5. The momentum is like 10 or so, I believe. And you can use momentum to re-roll, basically to do other things with the game itself. But it can be a deadly game, much like a few others on the list here. But Iron Sword is by far my most favorite solo-focused RPG, and I love the mechanic. I love the mechanic so much that I modified the next game on here in my recent video, One Shot, which is number 1, So again, Iron Sword, great game. Fate Accelerated. The thinnest rules book on my collection here. Fate Accelerated is I've noticed it's very a lot of hate through from the RPG community, which is totally fine. Everyone has their own opinion. Um, Despised by a lot, but for me, I enjoy it. It is very hackable. This lured me in to narrative heavy games. You still roll dice. I mean, you can still roll dice, the fake dice, and I've mixed different types of dice mechanics, and that's how easy it is to mod the game. It has approaches. I changed that. I use the 6 D&D attributes: strength, constitution, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, and charisma in place of those approaches. Instead of fake dice, I used the Iron Sword mechanic, the D6 against the 2D10s in my last one shot, and I thought it went out really, it worked out really well. So, yeah, Fate Accelerator, you have the 4 moves: attack, block, create an advantage, and overcome. It's as simple as that. And another universal system on my list here. So one of my favorites. Now, arguably, I haven't done enough different genres with Fate. I think I have with Savage Worlds, but I could be mistaken on that. But essentially, again, like Savage Worlds, like the cover shows, it can be a pirate-based game setting. You can have it be Avatar if you want. You can have it be a film noir, uh, cyberpunk, sci-fi, dark fantasy, anything you want, because you have the approaches, which is how your character will approach the situation. So, for example, if you want to play and you don't want to change the mechanics like I do, the filters working to my neglect here. You have the careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky. So that's how you choose what you want to do certain actions. You got your aspects, which describes your character. You have your stunts, which can be very specific skills. I use them as a mixture of skills and items. And then you have notes for anything else. You have 3 stress boxes plus the major stress boxes. And if you take some for mortally wounds or some heavier damage, etc. Very narrative based, so you're looking at scenes, aspects of the environment can have an effect of your character, the story, the world setting itself, temporary aspects to give you a boost. You can compel your high concept or any of your aspects like trouble to work against you, but you get fate points, which you can spend to re-roll. You can mod the story if you want, do anything you want. The game is so light on the rules, you don't even need the book. To be honest with you, if you read the book for a bit, you know it. That's it. I have I keep this nearby. It's the moves of Fate. This is, I think, for any Fate game really. It has all the outcomes there. So, um, to make the character, you can do it by memory. It is so easy. Um, you can assign the values to your approaches. You know you need a high concept, you need a trouble, character details, name. You need a couple other aspects. You need 2 stunts. If you want 3 stunts, you got to spend a fate point to lower your refresh, which is your supply, down to 2. 1 if you want more aspects on top of that. So very quick character creation process. And again, it's one of my favorite games, and it's so damn cheap to find online. There's also Fate Core and Fate Condensed, which is core but condensed. But to be honest with you, the 3 flavors, Fate Accelerated is my favorite. So, and it's actually the last one I found when I first learned about Fate Core. Fate Core is a massive book, but still, down to its core, it is a pun was intended there. I didn't just realize what I just said. It is a very simple game. So all the Fate games are simple, but Fate Core and Fate Condensed have all the skills you can modify based on your game setting. So before I make this video blabbering on for about an hour, just about Fate, I hope you enjoyed it. Please, again, most importantly, I want to mention this a lot, and I will. Please comment. I will do my best to reply. Um, 'Tis the season. It's almost the holidays, so my job does get very busy around this time. But I will do my best to make more episodes of my new show, the Lex Gray Show. And again, please share your own favorites of this year or of all time, whatever you feel like sharing. Type it down below. Your favorite RPG, your favorite top 5, top 10, ones you haven't tried yet. I've done videos before, like I mentioned books, RPGs I want to get into that I'm fascinated that I collect them, I have them, and I haven't really read them thoroughly. So those are still sitting up there in my collection. But I promise you, I'm assuming for collectors out there who have more than I do, they have books they haven't gone through yet that are still sealed, at least because they like how it looks. So that is it. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.